Hello, nieces and nephews. It's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. That means we cover the bear case scenario and the bull case scenario. We do not do predictions. Uncle just covered the levels, the setups to give you unbiased price action analysis so that you can react to it in real time. Sheep style, baby. Bah! Now, yesterday, Uncle Charles gave you guys a couple of levels to watch out for. Okay? I gave you the 597 level and the 595 level. I wrote it in my Discord as well. But right before the market opened, 597 is the buy zone. If it defends and 599 clears, bullish with 600.5 in play first, and 602 and 604. So I like to trust bounces off support when it is strong enough to clear a resistant level. Okay. And then I also wrote if 597 fails, then 595 and 593 incoming. Okay, so I identified the levels and I identified the setups. If we clear resistance, I would look to long. If we break down support, I would look to short. And I'm just doing what the price action says. Now you guys can see here this yellow line that's around my 597 level. We had a couple of bounces off of that level right there. Boom there, and then boom. Okay, looking like a double bottom. Are we gonna get a W pattern? No. I had a 599 level yesterday. We hit around that level, rejected, and we finally broke down to 597 level. And I'm pretty sure I alerted in the group 597 fail and all that happy stuff, put in 595 in play. But look what happened when it hit my next target. See, this is why I say level to level is so important, guys. This is why level to level is so important because I played it level to level, I got out safely with profit. So I played the breakdown of 597, took profit level to level style at 595. Okay, I didn't try to hold longer, level to level, because what happened? Well, once it broke down 595, we had a situation. Okay, it broke down 595 on the 1245 candle, and then it recaptured on the 1 o'clock candle. Okay, I'm using the 15-minute chart. This right here is a perfect example of an intraday false breakdown setup. Now, if you've been following Uncle Charles long enough, when the market gives us a false breakdown setup, what do? You buy calls or you look to long. False breakdown is the setup to look for longs. The same way a false breakout. Okay, you notice right here we broke out that 597 level. Then we came and back tested it not once but twice, and we broke it down. So that level, that breakdown right there was a false breakout if you think about it. And then that false breakout led to a false breakdown, recapturing 595, and it led to a beautiful move up to 598.4ish. That's over $3 move, guys. Over $3 move. I have Discord members, guys. A lot of my Discord members, they make good money just catching those $2-3 moves. Like, look at this position she took with the puts, for example. Made over $2,000. $2,000. This is one of my Discord members, Alyssa. I'm sorry for putting you out there. But, that's the breakdown of 597. But if you would have catched the false breakdown of 595 and played it up to that $2-3 move, you would have made a good amount of money as well trading options, okay? That's all we're doing. We're playing the traps. From false breakout to false breakdowns, we're using the levels and the setups, and we're trading it unbiasedly, playing it level to level with runners. Now, that leads me to the next thing I want to talk about, because I'm talking about traps here, trading with the traps. Well, guess what today is, guys? Today is CPI, November 13th, Wednesday the 13th. We got CPI, Consumer Price Index reporting, core CPI, have some Fed speakers, but mostly the big thing is CPI and core CPI, guys. I'm hoping we get a reaction. FOMC was a disappointment. It usually doesn't happen like that, but I think because with election, I think the market may have ran out of steam or strength or whatever. Still a nice move that week. Let's see if CPI can do better than FOMC. Okay, I am not a fundamental guy. Okay, check out your fundamental YouTube channel, people. Support them, like their video. I'm price action guy. So I got to focus on the charts. How am I going to trade CPI? Well, one thing I noticed with CPI is it's trappy. Okay, so the initial reaction tend to be a bait. All right, so if it bounces up, don't catch FOMO. And if it drops down, don't catch FOMO. Okay, you want to wait for the right setup. So if we gap up above 597, okay, let's say CPI comes in, we gap up above 597. When the market opens, what you want to watch out for are one of two things. Okay, let's say we gap above 597. If we're above 597, if you want to look to short, you got to see 597 break down as support. And if you want to see more upside above 597 based on its structure, I would be bullish. But 599 must clear. Okay, 599 must clear to trigger more upside. So above 597 and 599 clears, I would be bullish. If we're above 597 and it breaks down, I'm not bullish. Okay, now if we gap down, let's say we gap down and we're below 595, well, you look at the next support at 593, and if that fails, we're gonna head down a lot lower, down to 590. You would remain bearish or look to short. Okay, it's not based on catching FOMO or whatever, it's based on playing the setups. Okay, now I mentioned to you guys, you want to watch out for traps. The false breakouts and the false breakdowns are two of the best trading setups of all time. And I showed you guys what a false breakout is. Okay, for one more time, this is a false breakout right here. I'll change the color to yellow. Okay, just so you guys know, that's a false breakout. Why? Because here, okay, because here I'll change that to yellow as well. Because here we cleared 597. Here we broke back below 597. I'm using the 15-minute chart, guys. And here we broke down 595, and then the next candle, it doesn't always happen right away, but this case it did. And the next candle, we recaptured. That's a false breakdown. False breakout, you look to short. False breakdown, you look to long, and you play it level to level. And if you want to try to catch a bigger move, what do? You do not do it with the full position. You play it level to level. Trim. The power of scaling out is so underrated. Most people just want to go for a home run. Trim, man. Trim. Take most profits. That way, you leave your runners to try to catch the home run. Okay? On that trade, you took most profits, so you're overall green. If the market wants to give you a bigger move, your runner will catch it, then you can be more green. And if the market decides to reverse on you, guess what? You already secured most profit. And if your runner goes red, you're still overall green on the trade. Does that make sense, guys? The power of scaling out. You play it level to level, and then you leave runners. And then you let the market do what it wants to do. If the market wants to bless you, your runners will be more profitable. And you can always add to your winners. I don't know why people don't like adding to their winners. But you can always add to your winners. And if the market doesn't go in your favor after the runners, then guess what? You stopped out red, but on the overall trade, because you did some trimming, you scaled out, you're still overall green. Okay? I hope you guys found value in this. You know, I want to see you guys do good. I want to do good. I want to see us all do good. The sheep community, I want it to grow, you know? So definitely give this video a like and subscribe if you didn't. I really appreciate it. Let's go on to Triple Q though. So Triple Q, right? I had that 512 level, gave us a nice breakdown intraday, hit the 510 level, but ultimately bounced. Where's the 5 DMA? I forgot to mention it on SPY, but you know, watch that 5 DMA. It's around 596, probably gonna change. Overall, below 595 is bearish. Breakdown 595 would definitely be bearish because it puts it below the 5 DMA. And remember, when the price is bullish, it stays above the 5 DMA a lot. When price is bearish, it stays below the 5 DMA a lot. Right now, we're still above it. And looking at Triple Q, we're still above it. However, we're flirting with it right now. And with CPI, it can go either way. Below 512 and 510, Uncle Charters would be bearish. 508, 505.5, 503.5, 501.3, and the big 500 will all be targets to the downside. But it got to break down 512 and 510. Below those levels, I would be bearish. Favor a pullback, you know, not bearish, but I would favor a healthy pullback because this is pretty vertical here. Okay, and if we're above 512, I need to see it break out 514 to put 515.2 in play first, and then 517 and 519 above, guys. You know the levels, know the setups, and just trade it unbiasedly. NVDA, I don't have my fib levels out properly. Let me add that for you. So I'm looking at this pivot high right here from October 22nd, and I'll bring it down to that pivot low right there, down to October 31st. And I want to get the coordinates right. So the high of October 22nd is 144.42. And then the low of October 31st, Halloween, was 132.11. So let me get the coordinates right, and boom, now I got my Fibonacci level. Just takes a few seconds to do. I love it. So the next Fibonacci resistance level I have is at 149. Okay, once again, we're flagging right now on NVDA. We are in the chop phase. I know some people think the chop phase sucks. I get it. But remember, the chop phase leads to the next trend phase, leads to the next leg. This is how you catch them. And if you're going to catch the next leg for NVDA, it needs to clear 149 and 150.5 to be bullish, to put 152, 154, and 156 plus in play. And if the next leg is bearish, then 147.3 and 146 must fail to put 144.4, 143, 141.7, 140, and 138 all back in play to the downside. IWM looking like it's trying to pull back. I have the next Fibonacci support level at 236. If that level fails, pullback continues, okay, down to 232, 230, and 228.6, okay? If this is a bounce, then resistance at 238 and 240 must clear to put 243, 244.6, 247, and 248.3 all in play. Apple. With CPI today, can Apple get a move? Because it's chopping these last couple of days. Well, let's see what it does. 223 and 221.4 fails. Bearish. Okay. 220, 218, and 216.6 all in play. Okay. If it's bounce time, then 225, 227, and 228.4 must clear. No bottom is in unless 228.4 recaptures. Amazon. It's also consolidating a bit here. Have an inside candle setup. Chop range is 205.5 up to 209.5. Got to break that range, 205.5 to 209.5. That's a $4 range there. 209.5 clears, 211, and new all-time highs is incoming. Okay, 209.5 must clear. That's the level I'm going with today. Support is at 208 and 205.5. Okay, those levels break down. I am bearish, especially below 205.5. I'm expecting with CPI. I am expecting volatility. Okay, especially when we've been chopping into CPI. So let's see if the chop phase can end. Okay, so 205.5 to 209.5 is the chop range. Watch the break. Whatever way it goes, that's where I recommend going. If it don't work out, cut your stop loss, reset from scratch for the next setup. Once again, SPY showcasing selling pressure when it gets to that 600 level. But it's definitely going. This stock is so volatile. I love it so much. It's going to need a breakdown, some support. As usual, 583, 580, and 577.6 to give us a bigger pullback. We do have that gap around 572-ish. So break down those support level. We get a beautiful move to the downside. Okay, this stock is volatile. I don't know why more people don't trade it. It's so amazing. Anyways, 585 is resisted and 587. Those levels must clear to get us back to the 590 or higher range. Okay, guys. Microsoft made a comeback yesterday. It looked like it was bearish, and then yesterday it just bounced out of nowhere. So bulls are still alive. Okay, so resistance I have right now is 423 and 425. Once again, those levels can clear. We can possibly head up to 427, 428.5, and 430 plus. If yesterday was a dead cat bounce, okay, support levels must fail once again. Okay, 421.5, 420, and 418 are all support levels. Well, 418.7, 421.5, 420, and 418.7 fail. Guys, we are heading down a lot lower on NVDA. I can't really get bullish unless we get above 425, to be honest with you. All right, now let's get into some crypto. Okay, crypto's hot right now. I'm pretty sure it's in the chop phase. Let's get into some crypto. I'm gonna cover Doge. I'm gonna cover Riot, and I'm gonna cover Mara. I'm really liking Doge. Yeah, I was pretty bored this past weekend, but Doge definitely entertained Uncle Chartis. Support level is at 37.7 cents, 37.7 cents, all right, and 34.5 cents. Gotta break those levels down if it's time to short. Otherwise, we could be consolidating to go higher. I have next resistance at 41.5 cents and 44 cents. Guys, if those levels clear, we're likely heading to 50 cents or higher. Holy moly. But like I said, I wouldn't short unless the setup gives it to us. Price action works with crypto, in my opinion, because it's so darn volatile. So like I said, 37.7 cents and 34.5 cents. If they don't fail, I wouldn't get bearish just yet. It can happen, but we need the confirmation from the price action, guys, using the 15 to 30 minute chart. Riot, I don't have no levels for Riot. Let me get us some levels here. You guys know what I'm about to do. You see this pivot high and this pivot low. Uncle's going to add some fib levels right there. Pivot high right down to the pivot low. And that's how I get my Fibonacci level. And I try to make sure the coordinates are correct. So the pivot high that I'm looking at is July 17th high, which is at 1309. And then the low is September 6th low, which is at 636. Okay, now we got the coordinations correct. Okay, so I have next resisted level at 14.6. Okay, if it's more upside is the plan. 14.6 and 15.6 must clear. 14.6 and 15.6 must clear to put 17 or higher in play. If it's legitimate pullback time, then support at 13 must fit. I do have a support at what is this pivot low here? A support at 13.4 and then 13. Okay, so 13.4 and 13 fail. We can get a drop all the way down to 12 to the 11.6 zone, maybe all the way back down to 10.5. We do have a gap at 9.7. Okay, but those aren't possible unless we break down support at 13.4 and 13. Otherwise, if we clear 14.6, we are heading up higher. All right, and here is Mara. Mara, I need to see Mara get above 24.3 to get bullish. And I do have a resistance also at 25.5 and then 27. Okay, so those levels must clear. 24.3, 25.5. If they can clear, we can get a bounce back to the upside to 27 plus. Now below 24.4, I am a little bit bearish. Okay, and if we I have next support at 22. Yeah, if we break down 22, we're likely heading down to 20, 18.5, and maybe drop all the way down to 17. All right, guys. So that's the level that I have for you guys today. I'm covering my favorite ticker symbols. And I hope you guys like these ticker symbols too. If you guys do, please give the video a like. Please subscribe to your Uncle Chartist. Let's be sheeps together. Bye!